Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records and talking about Foreigner. It's recently, last week, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2024 nominees were announced, and Foreigner has finally, been announced as a nominee. First time. And those members of Foreigner will include basically the classic lineup. So Mick Jones, who's still the founder and still in the band as a guitar player on guitar, Lou Gramm, original voice, Dennis Elliott, Ed Gagliardi, Al Greenwood, Ian McDonald, previously of King Crimson, who's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Rick Willis. So Lou Gramm went on Sirius XM's Eddie Trunk Nation with Eddie Trunk on February 13th, and did an interview. And Eddie's asking Lou Gramm what he thinks about this, and asked what he thinks about Foreigner finally getting the ballot. He says, well, I think the person that had the vendetta is no longer associated with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and there's some people with real rock sensibilities now running the show, and they know very well that we belong in there and they're doing the right thing. And I think that when Jan Wenner, Rolling Stone co-founder, was removed from his position last September, the dark clouds have started to thin out a little bit, and somebody saw something in a different light and put us up for nomination this year. So that's what Lou's saying, is that now that Jan Wenner is gone and removed from the board at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that vendetta has been lifted, and maybe more rock bands will get in. Interesting thing is, as he goes on, went on to say that Lou Gramm goes on to say that that he has not spoken to Mick Jones in years. He says he's not spoken to him at all. The last time Mick and I talked was the night we were inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2013. That was 2012, I think, or he says 2013. I felt that I was very friendly towards him, and he was he was kind of so towards me. I wasn't surprised after that evening it was over. I didn't hear from him again. I didn't expect to. Eddie Trunk, now here's the thing. In 2017, twice Lou Gramm performed with Foreigner on stage. Once on July 20th of 17 at Jones Beach Theater on Long Island. Lou Gramm did the encore with Ian McDonald and Al Greenwood. Then in October, for 2 nights of 17, October 6th and 7th, at the Soaring Eagle Casino in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Lou Gramm, Dennis Elliott, Al Greenwood, Ian McDonald, Rick Willis performed for the 40th anniversary of the band's Double Vision album. This was filmed and released on November 15th of 2019. So Eddie Trunk presses him and says, well, what do you mean you haven't talked to Mick since 2013? He says, again, he shared the stage with current singer Kelly Hansen. Lou had seemingly no recollection of these performances. All the other guys from the original band that are left have made numerous guest appearances, but I haven't made one. Foreigner manager and former Atlantic Records executive president Phil Carson asked me to come out to a big outdoor venue in Buffalo, and I had heard that Dennis and Rick were performing with them on a semi-regular basis, and I just couldn't see my way clear to make an appearance out there, and that's the last time I heard from anybody. So he's saying he was asked to play in Buffalo along with Dennis and Rick, but he couldn't do it. Ultimately he asked if he would be okay to perform with those guys again for the Rock Hall. I said yes. I don't know what the vibe would be with Mick, because the funny thing is, when I left the band in 2003, we hadn't communicated at all until the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2013, and so that's almost 10 years ago. And then after the Songwriters Hall of Fame, we haven't communicated until now. If we make it in, I'll be anxious to see if he's willing to communicate then. what does this mean? He doesn't remember those performances. He's suggesting he hasn't spoken to Mick when he's performed alongside of him twice. I don't know what that means. I hope they get in. I'm not assuming anything about Lou Gramm's memory or cognitive abilities, but it's a little disturbing that he doesn't remember performing twice. Not only that, performing on film. I've seen the footage. I have a friend, Joe, who went to the Mount Pleasant show. He's the biggest Foreigner fan that I know. Anyway, let's hope that this band gets in. They have numerous hits and number ones. You know, they have a career that has spanned for 50 years almost, and certainly dominated the late 70s and early part of the 80s. I saw them twice in the early 90s, and they were great with Lou Gramm. I'd love to see them get back together with the original lineup and, you know, at least perform at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think they're going to get in. Anyway, I do shows every day. Subscribe to my channel, like these videos. Peace out. See you.